an emotional post-match news conference where the embattled Australian captain Kim Hughes relinquished the much-cherished captaincy. And after much speculation, Alan Border was selected to lead Australia into the third test at the picturesque Adelaide Oval. Australia's keeper Wayne Phillips was ruled out through injury. He was replaced by Steve Rickson, while the West Indies were forced to replace the injured Michael Holding with young Roger Harper. With Christmas just a few weeks away, a new skipper and a beautiful ground with a wicket full of runs, and Australia supporters looking for an impressive showing in the third test. We'll pick up play now with the first ball of the game. Geoffrey Lawson is the bowler. Greenwich is taking strike. Your commentators Tony Gregg and Frank Tyson.
And straight away a short delivery there from Lawson. Very confidently wrapped away down to the square leg boundary for 4 by Greenwich. Hogg now having a good look at the field and walking across to Border. I think he might want a little bit of a change, and it is that gully area that he's particularly interested in. He's moving Hughes just a little bit finer there. There's a man down on the boundary on the hook as well in case one of these two hooks the ball in the air. Oh, and he's gone. That's a victory. Victory to Hogg in that gully position. Hughes the catcher. What a great breakthrough this is for the Australians. Straight away, Hogg striking and Desmond Lanes out caught in the gully.
It certainly is a great breakthrough and some pretty sensible field placement there, because previously we've seen the Australian slips stand very fine. This time they're well positioned. That gully very square, the ball moving away slightly. A flashing drive, a thick edge, a good catch above the head, and that's an enormous blow for Australia.
Lawson to Richardson. Well caught. Wicket for Lawson. The Australian captain takes the catch, bad hand and all. And that is a good breakthrough. Lawson deserved that. Richie Richardson, the man gone.
Some good outswing bowling from Rodney Hogg this morning, coming from the same end that Terry Alderman is at now. Terry Alderman looking at his hands.
Greenwich tried to jam it into the ground, but didn't quite get over it enough.
It's a good shot from Greenwich. He's hit that right in the middle and way back. In fact, it's gone very close to hitting the Benson and Hedges International Cricketer of the Year award sign, and must have gone very, very close to putting a dent in the Nissan 300 ZX.
Bob Holland, the leg spinner, bowls to Greenwich. And some very good shots now. Greenwich looks as though he's just about to cut loose. A smashing 6 off Alderman, 4 off Holland, and the 100 comes up. Holland to Larry Gomes.
But he won't turn that one because it didn't bounce, and Gomes very quick to seize upon that bad ball and smash it away through the mid-wicket area.
And he does now too. Another short delivery and off the back foot for the second consecutive 4. So Gomes really starting to go pretty well now. The West Indies partnership now pushing on past the 100 mark.
Vessels to Greenwich.
It's gone for him, and he's hit him straight down the ground for 4. That's the over. It's 2 for 157.
Larry Gomes now, the left-hander, and he's facing Lawson.
It's gone, yes! Caught behind, a great breakthrough by Geoffrey Lawson. And Gomes goes on 60. That's just what Australia need, and a fine piece of work, a bit of movement off the seam. And Steve Rickson takes his first catch in the series.
Jeff Lawson comes in now to Viv Richards.
He just looks a little on edge at the moment to me.
And he's gone! Yes, he's out for that, brilliantly caught by Steve Rickson. A beautiful piece of bowling, and what a catch! A classic catch by Steve Rickson, and a great breakthrough by Australia. Beautifully bowled, the new batsman to the crease. He got an edge and Rickson did the rest. A beauty. And Richards departs without scoring.
Alderman also very economical. Holland no wicket for 47, the most expensive, and Vessels no wicket for 13.
He's hit that pretty well. It's gone down and it's taken. He's out for it. When it goes, caught 5 runs short of what would have been his first Test century in Australia. Rodney Hogg hits the catch. Lawson strikes again, and the disappointed Greenwich goes on.
Lawson comes in now to bowl to Dujon.
He's put it down. First ball. And the Australian catching continues to be sieve-like.
Hogg to Dujon.
It's a fine shot from Dujon. Marvellous timer of the ball. That absolutely rattled into the pickets.
Oh, lovely shot. Full toss, but lovely shot. Outside the off stump, in the slot. Dujon, a beautiful driver through the offside and just stroked it from the middle of the bat, and it raced through the offside field for 4.
Clive Ward eclipsing Rowan Kenhigh, 1694, and Ian Chappell, 1545.
Gets that one, and that's 4. Beautifully played. Just a fraction short. The big man gave himself some room and hammered it past point.
Oh, that's up in the air, and the trap's been set, and he's going to go. Oh, he's I don't believe it. That was the greatest dolly of all time, and have a look at Lawson. The trap was set, Dutchy Holland, 15 to 20 yards in, and that was hit straight down his throat, and he dropped it.
Close, very close. Yes, he's gone. Played back and across. And Jeff Lawson picks up his 5th wicket. Well bowled. The breakthrough that the Australians so badly needed. Beautifully bowled. And a fine innings from Dujon's comes to an end with a good piece of bowling.
Great shot.
Great shot.
He's waited a long time for that one.
Jeffrey Lawson has got through, and Clive Lloyd's splendid innings comes to an end. Out for 78, played on, may even have been via pad, inside edge onto pad and then stump, but just reward for Jeffrey Lawson. Clive Lloyd out for Lawson, 78. Lawson deserves it. A good bouncer. Marshall's gone. He'll remember it when he gets out there to the dressing room, and he'll start thinking about it from that moment until the time he gets the ball in his hand. But it was a good bouncer.
Well bowled, and a big appeal there for LBW. He's gone. Harper doesn't like it. Lawson up in the air, as were the men behind the wicket. And Lawson has struck again. 8 wickets now. These are his best bowling figures. Oh, he smashed that down towards square leg. Is he gone? He's dropped it. Another one down. Well, it's a real case of butterfingers. Kim Hughes down there at deep mid-wicket. The ball went straight to him, and he dropped it.
And then another grab at it, but failed again.
And he's bowled him. That was right up in the block hole there, and Courtney Walsh out bowled. And so Holland gets himself a wicket.
The West Indian card, 356 all out, with Lloyd 78 and Dujon 77. Their partnership 150 in 243 minutes, and the rest of them no double figure scores. 356 all out, and the bowling figures: Hogg 1 for 75 and Alderman none for 38. Holland took the last wicket at a cost of 109 from 30.2 overs, and Jeffrey Lawson 40 overs, 7 maidens, 8 for 112, and after lunch today, he took 4 for 27. Here's the first ball now of the Australian innings, chasing the 356 of the West Indies. Your commentators, Tony Gregg and Frank Tyson.
And the Australians off the mark straight away. Wood whipping at one in front of square on the leg side, and a big cheer from this good crowd.
And catch there for Jeffrey Dujon. And once again, Dyson has fallen to a catch, playing a shot just outside the off stump. It really was a poor shot from John Dyson. Good shot, beating Larry Gomes at point. And that would have to go down as Kepler Vessel's favourite shot.
Beautiful shot through extra cover there. Nice placement again by Kepler Wessels. That ball a little short and giving him a little time. And he really made the most of it.
Courtney Walsh very tall and getting a lot of bounce bowls to Kepler Wessels.
And Wessels is hit. That's hurt him. A no ball really lifted more than he expected and cracked him a very painful blow indeed on that right forearm. Here it is.
Wessels was no ball, and he just stood his ground right on the elbow, and my word, I think he's in trouble. Oh, it's up in the air, could be out. Richards is under it. Yes, and a strange shot from the man whose job is to survive, tried to whip him away over square leg, and Steve Richardson is out without scoring. He's gone! He's dropped! Richards, a second step, he slashed at it, he got it with both hands. He was flying to his left, hit the hands and fell out, and a let off for Graham Wood, and what a relief for Australia. Joel Garner, the bowler. He's gone! Yes, he's out! First ball! Oh, catch from Dujon, and the runabout for Kim Hughes, and Australia continues. A beautiful piece of bowling, but what a superb catch. Everybody hoping for Kim Hughes to succeed. He's failed, and Australia in real trouble at 3 for 91.
He's settled for the business of dropping it in short, bowling fast and getting it up around about the rib cage.
And that's dropped by Lloyd at first slip. What a comfortable catch to Lloyd. So the West Indies, who have caught everything that has come their way in the slips area so far in the series, have now put down 2 comfortable ones, and you couldn't get an easier slip catch than that.
There's a little bit of roughness, which Harper will be trying to clip. It's that area. It's the area right there. Perhaps that little close to the off stump. And he's given him inside edge onto the pad. Wood doesn't look very happy about it. What a good catch. Coming forward there, Greenwich scooping that one up. And Wood out to the off spin of Harper.
It's only 12, but it's been very composed and confident.
Edge and well taken by Dujon. Umpire Crafter is checking with the umpire at square leg. Mel Johnson signals that yes, the ball has carried through to Dujon, and by Jove, he doesn't miss too much. He's missed a stumping, but when it comes to catches off the quickies, he grabs them all.
Marshall to Alan Border.
That's well taken by Joel Garner. The tall man has got him in the gully. Border attempting to cut away, and Marshall is the man who's done the damage for the West Indies again, picking up both Boone and Alan Border.
Nice shot. Through the covers. And another boundary, Kepler Wessels.
Courtney Walsh is the bowler. Lawson taking strike.
Oh, he smashed that high and wide. Will it be out? He's got underneath it. Logie, he's dropped it. I don't believe it. It's got to be catching. Well, now that did go miles up in the air. And he was running around underneath it down there and looked to have it covered, but he dropped it. And he's gone. He's out, caught behind. A huge nick there. Lawson standing his ground. But that was a big edge and taken beautifully by Dujon. Having to jump high in the air.
And that's out. Pushed it straight into Desmond Haynes' hands at short leg. Short ball, jumping back, pushing it into the short leg fielder's hands. Very simple dismissal. Bob Holland just jumping back.
Marshall off the shorter run.
Oh, he smashed it. And a huge crowd. He's not going to waste any time. Just short of a length. Vessels smashed it through extra cover for 4. Staying around the wicket, Marshall. Oh, good shot again. Beautiful drive. Straight down the ground. Straight past the bowler. The outfield pretty quick. The ball rolling down towards the boundary there. They may be able to run 4. Coming back for the 4th, and so that takes him now to 98. And he keeps the strike. Marshall on his way to him. Oh, he's bowled him! He's dragged it back onto the stumps, and Marshall runs down the wicket with his arms in the air, and what a terrible disappointment that is. The end of a great innings. Kepler Vessels out bowled by Marshall with that new ball. And I tell you what, he will get a standing ovation, because what a very courageous innings that was.
Courage and some glorious shots today from Kepler Vessels.
10 runs off just 32 balls, yet to reach the boundary.
Good catch. It'll get into classic catches for this year. A beautiful piece of work there. He's got a marvellous pair of hands, that fellow Richie Richardson. A fine performance in the end, because they lost 2 wickets at 91 this morning, Steve Rickson and Kim Hughes, and then Kepler Vessels played what I think is probably his best innings for Australia. 98 in 246 minutes with a badly injured arm when he was struck yesterday by Courtney Walsh. Border 21, Boone 12, and Lawson an excellent 49. And the bowling figures for the West Indies: Marshall 5 for 69, Garner 2 for 61, Walsh 2 for 88, and Harper 1 for 56. We pick up play now in the first over. Lawson is bowling to Greenwich. Your commentators Tony Cozier and Ian Chappell.
And he's off the mark with a typical Gordon Greenwich shot. Short ball, pulled away, down to backward square leg. Was off the mark with a similar shot in the first innings. 4 runs. That's a confident appeal. He's out leg before. Greenwich goes leg before. Jeff Lawson gets a leg before decision from umpire Johnson. His 9th wicket in the match. Greenwich out early. The West Indies have lost an early wicket. And Jeff Lawson strikes again, and aren't they happy?
Rodney Hogg comes in now. Roger Harper's taking strike.
There's the hook. The man down there can't get around. It's gone for 4. Well, the 2 men back. Roger Harper couldn't care less. So Harper looking to be in pretty good touch. There it goes, down towards long leg. It's gone over. It's over. It's gone for 6. Well, they don't have men down there. There's the hook. Appeal, caught behind. So he's got into the bouncer. In the end, caught by Rickson. A good catch. 3 bouncers in the over. A hook for 4, a hook for 6, and now a hook just off the top edge, taken by Rickson. Appeal for a leg before he's out. Richardson goes leg before the Hawk. And Australia have struck Richardson out for 3. West Indies 3 for 45. In the air, caught. A slow ball has got him.
I reiterate, I say again, it was a good piece of intelligent bowling. Lawson using every variation at his disposal.
Lawson to Gomes. Fine shot. That's a lovely stroke from Larry Gomes. Wasn't a bad delivery, yet he still clipped it away to the offside boundary. Safely away overboard his head. And a beautiful stroke for 4.
That's a great shot. Beautiful shot. Really making use of the short boundaries here at the Adelaide Oval square of the wicket. That's stupid, what Graham Wood's just done then. Absolutely no price cutting that ball off.
In fact, you see Graham Wood's hamstring go on him before he actually did dive, and then dived rather clumsily. And perhaps a little bit of that, a little critical there of Graham Wood diving. It certainly wasn't that. It was the fact that I think probably went off balance.
Yes, I take that back. It wasn't so stupid. In the air, and Alan Border gets a hand to it, but he can't hang on to it. So a life for Viv Richards.
Richards has hit that out of the ground. That's a mighty hit. It's gone right over the boundary at mid-wicket. A mighty hit by Richards. Haven't seen much of vintage Richards this season so far, but that was a glorious shot. Caught behind, Richards goes out for 42, 4 for 218. Hogg gets his 3rd wicket.
Well, Vivian Richards not happy about that. Very definitely protested. It looked as if he was trying to tell us that he'd hit the ground. Well, I think he did. The question is whether it hit the bat at the same time. Let's have another look. It certainly hit his toe. Perhaps that was what it was.
When they turn, they hold that shiny side on the opposite side to the direction in which they wanted to swing. This should be an in-swinger, judging from the grip.
Steve Rickson is the only one going for it. Someone else is coming in, but Rickson's got it. There were 2 fellas rushing towards it at one stage. Hughes held back. The other fella kept on coming. And Rickson finally grabbed it, but only just.
Clive Lloyd, no doubt before he declares, giving a lot of thought to what he said Australia would like to see the left-hander get a century.
Good shot off the pads. Bob Holland coming around from fine leg. And if Larry Gomes was to reach his century in this second innings, it would take him up with Clive Lloyd on 6 Test centuries against Australia.
And he'll get the second if he hurries. That's his 100, a misfield. And Larry Gomes gets his 6th century against Australia.
A great performance from the left-hander. Tremendous performance. 6 centuries against Australia. No wonder they're not quite sure how to bowl to him. Each time he's gone out to bat in this series, he's pushed and nudged the ball away, and today he's played some glorious strokes as well. Beautiful timing out there.
That's an unusual shot from Gomes. Through mid-wicket, he gets 4 runs for it, but very unusual to see Larry Gomes slog, and he certainly slogged there.
Order to Dujon.
Full toss, put where it should have been. over mid-wicket for 6. When you get a bowler as slow as Alan Border giving you a full toss knee height, there really is only one place to put it.
6 for 292, 120 to Gomes, 32 to Duchamp. Last over of the day, I should think, with Robert Holland bowling. And he's picked up the wicket of Geoffrey Duchamp. The umpires will take off the bails now. That will be it, 7 for 292, with Duchamp out caught at point. Boone was the fielder, Holland the recipient of the wicket. Nicely taken by David Boone. Well, that's exactly what Clive Lloyd said. He wanted a lead of 350 or more before he would close, and he was carried on to that score by some quite good tactics out there by Alan Border and the Australians. They made sure it took Larry Gomes a little bit longer than might normally have been the case to pick up his 6th century against Australia. It's 120 not out to him, and Duchamp out right at the death there to Bob Holland, caught by Boone for 32, and Desmond Haynes 50 before falling to Geoffrey Lawson. The bowling figures: Lawson 3 for 69, Hogg 3 for 77, Holland 1 for 54, Alderman expensive 12 overs for 66, but he wasn't fully fit. Australia in with a chance of a draw, but no chance of a win, in my opinion. 364 behind when Clive Lloyd made the closure. Here now is the 3rd ball of the day. Marshall is the bowler, Kepler Wessels is taking strike, and your commentators Ian Chappell and Keith Stackpole.
Not much bounce in that delivery. Malcolm Marshall banging it in short, and Kepler Wessels gets the Australian second innings rolling.
Big appeal there for LBW. Must have been very close. He's given him. Dyson has a little look around at the stumps, and so Malcolm Marshall has struck there. Dyson playing from the crease. Remember, he takes his stance just behind the line. Adjudged LBW.
So Wessels very much in the wars, still with that left arm of his bandaged.
Oh, well played. He's hit it in the air just over the top of the man who's been set down there. And that's over his head and down to the boundary for 4. So once again, Wessels taking the attack to the West Indies, just managing to get it over the infield.
Courtney Walsh, and he's bowling to Wessels.
Lovely shot. Well, we've seen some superb strokes from the left-handers in this match. Wessels in the first innings and Larry Gomes yesterday, and that would rank as one of the best. And he's gone right through him. Beautiful delivery from Malcolm Marshall. Had Alan Border all squared up, and Marshall gets his 2nd wicket, and Border bowled for 18, 2 for 70. Bowled with a shooter. Hughes goes for 2, so his misery continues as he plays back. The ball creaks along the ground, and the West Indies have taken their 3rd wicket. Malcolm Marshall's 3rd. Australia 3 for 78.
And went past about shin height, I would reckon, but that's good bowling from Marshall. Marshall comes in now, bowling to Kepler Wessels.
It's a good shot from Kepler Wessels, and that'll bring up his 50. Very good pull shot. And he's hit 9 boundaries in that 50. It's been a very, very good innings.
It certainly has.
It's in the air and he's gone. Beautifully taken there by Harper. Diving away to his right. No mistake at all. He never looked as if he was going to do anything other than catch that. That ball just outside off stump. And what magnificent hands he's got.
Yes, all of the West Indian fieldsmen seem to be pretty adept at catching. This was a good delivery. Boone followed it. It moved off the wicket. And look how far the bat is from Boone's body when he makes contact. He did that in Brisbane as well, falling in a similar fashion to an equally brilliant catch by Michael Holding. But that was a beauty.
Harper to Wessels.
Yes, and that's the sort of shot that he's been playing. That must be his favourite stroke. The draw-away square cut. He gives himself room and leans into the ball.
Vessels with over half the runs here. A good, confident drive. He really is playing well. There's a bad bit of fielding by Walsh. Really very sloppy. That's going to go for 4. Very sloppy bit of work in the outfield by Courtney Walsh. And Clive Lloyd isn't happy with that. The young man will know that he's annoyed his captain. Appeal for a catch. He's out. He touched it and knocked up by Dujon, so that Vessels goes for 70, caught behind. The ball really jumped, and Dujon had to knock it up before catching it. So a fine innings by Vessels. Caught Dujon, Bull Harper for 70, 4 for 123.
Bouncer and Wood hooking, and hooking very well.
Very good shot by Graham Wood. Played a similar hook shot in the Australian first innings. Hit nice and crisply, kept it low.
Viv Richards just being dragged a little squarer by Clive Lloyd. Oh, and that's got to be close. Yes, Steve Rickson on his way there. Pushed through a little bit, and Rickson off the back foot, trying to push away on the onside. In fact, trying to push through that gap that Clive Lloyd had just left when he moved Viv Richards around. Quicker run, and there's an edge there. Beautiful catch by Jeffrey Dujon. Lovely piece of bowling, but by Jove, Dujon is keeping very well up to the stumps today.
Graham Wood looking to run it away on that offside. A good healthy edge that, and that was not an easy catch, because that was going like a bullet, that one from Harper. It was his quicker delivery, a thick edge, you heard it. It deviated and into the left-handed Dujon, and isn't he wrapped? Oh, and there's a big edge there, and he's out, caught behind. Once again, Lawson standing his ground. Big edge there, taken very cleanly by Dujon. And Lawson makes his way dejectedly back towards the pavilion. He's bowled him. Hogg trying to smash that away down to deep mid-wicket. Head in the air, playing a rather cross-batted shot there. And the ball just turned a little bit. And, of course, no problem at all there, going through, or perhaps just under the bat, Frank.
It kept a little bit low, I think. It did spin. Hogg's intentions, yes, it just hit the stumps about 6 inches up, so that ball certainly kept down. And he might tempt Terry Alderman, the ball that moves away. If he does, he'll throw it fairly wide, I would think.
Again, the in-swinger, and this time it collects the stumps, so he doesn't have to worry about the LBW, and that gives Malcolm Marshall 10 for the game. 5 in each innings. And it also gives the West Indies victory by 191 runs.
And as well as the victory in this third test match, an unassailable lead in the series, 3-0. It was a slight improvement by the Australians. The match had gone into the 5th day after all, but the Australian batsmen were showing they just couldn't withstand the West Indian bowlers, led by Malcolm Marshall and Roger Harper. Kepler Wessels was the only Australian batsman to offer any resistance in what was a very poor showing in the second innings.